Okay. There we go. How are we all doing? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy with Crannk. And tonight I'm having a chat with Merseyside Metallers Deified, doesn't matter. James Hughes, vocalist. I'm pretty excited, dude. It's a little bit late here. It's my 90th interview, dude, so I wanted to do something extra special. I heard you guys a little bit with the Dark Desires track and was immediately like, man, I've got to have a chat with these guys, dude. So, Jamie, thank you very much for making some time to have a chat with me, dude. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. Yeah.
This is really cool, man. For the uninitiated, dude, can you just tell us a little bit about Deified?
Deified, a band that started about 7 years ago. It started with the guitarist, Alistair, and who else was involved? The drummer and another guitarist, Pike. And then the bassist come along, and then I come along. And then we've been making sweet, beautiful music ever since. We've had a lot of luck and a lot of success with our career. We've been very fortunate. You know, we've won some competitions, played some big festivals, played with some great bands like Exodus, Capital Decapitation, and here we are today, here in front of you.
Yeah, what was that competitions you were talking about? Didn't you win something, Bloodstock or something like that? Or
yeah, man, we were really, really lucky to get through all the heats of the Metal to the Masses competition. A fantastic competition set up by the wonderful people at Bloodstock, who put on this competition across the whole nation. Anyone can apply for it. You go through so many heats, and if you win it, you get the opportunity to play at the fabulous Bloodstock Festival itself on the New Blood stage, which I don't need to remind anybody about. It's sterling reputation as a festival. It's a beautiful place. I love it. And to play there,
that would have been a massive buzz, dude. Eh?
Oh yes,
a bit of a boost to you guys as a band as well, eh?
Oh yeah, man! I've never been so nervous in my life. I'm just glad there was a Portaloo out back of the stage. I was like, I need to try that again. I'm absolutely crapping myself.
That would have been so much fun just to be able to share the stage with some of those bands, dude.
Oh, you're not joking, man. I have a funny story about that festival actually, but I'll save it for another time. But it was great. The guys were buzzing off it so much. We were absolutely on top of the world, should we say?
Yeah, well, dude, the sound of you guys is unreal, man. I really enjoy it, man. It really does. For me, it has shades of bands like The Haunted and Lamb of God and my DevilDriver and things like that, dude. I listened to you guys and I didn't even know where you guys were from, and I'm like, dude, I'm hooked straight away. And I had, I think it was Tom I was messaging. I'm like, man, I want to have a chat, and we're trying to work out the time difference. He's like, nah, we're over in the UK. I'm like, dude, dope.
There's always a way around these things.
Yeah, man. So how did you originally get into vocals?
Well, originally I started off as a bassist and then guitar.
Okay. Yep.
And then I had this little side project going where I was guitar and vocals. And then I ended up living in... Oh, no, this is before that, actually. Yeah, I ended up joining a band in Wigan. Yeah, a long time ago. And I auditioned for vocals for them because I was doing nothing at the time. And it kind of just went from there. I kind of just taught myself. We all banded together and taught each other bits and bobs and, helped each other along with progression. And I just kept on going from there. I went from that band to another band in Leeds, and then I ended up in this band here in St Helens. So it's been a little bit of a journey, but
I've had this conversation with a few vocalists, and they've pretty well all of the people I've chatted to have been vocalists. They were a bassist or a guitarist first, and it doesn't surprise me that you've actually said that, dude, because and they've all said the same thing. It makes it easier to come in as a musician. They said some people come into bands as vocalists and think, oh yeah, okay, and I'm the vocalist. But whereas I suppose it's be the same for you, where you come in as a musician and the notes and the progressions and things like that. You're thinking a lot more about that as you do your vocals, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And fully enough, I knew I had the ability to do what I do when I was a little kid.
Yep.
Because this is going to sound really weird, In high school, not in high school, in primary school, I was able to do these crazy sounds with my voice as a little kid.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like people are like, Jamie, make that sound again, because it sounded like a freaking, I don't know, some kind of wild tiger or some saber-tooth thing. I don't know. And that was when I first realized I could do this crazy thing with my voice. I must have been about 7. And it wasn't until I was older that I realized, oh, actually, I could do that. And it just went,
Yeah.
weird,
So
story.
you probably wouldn't have even been getting into heavier music then. How did you go from there into getting into heavier music?
Well, it started with my family. I have like an uncle who used to work in pirate radio. My stepdad is a bit of a rocker, modder, and all that. And it just went from there. And then, as I went to school, high school especially, I started to mingle with more people who were into more music, and that's where I picked up on bands like Deftones and Sepultura and Korn, and besides all the other stuff like ZZ Top and I Made and stuff that I was listening to already, I started to discover all this new music, and that's where I really got interested in this sound. Like, it was the heaviness, the rawness, the intensity of it. It was really captured me straight away.
Yeah, and the songwriting and the lyrics, I've noticed, like, there's the latest album is really well produced, dude. It has an amazing sound, and I love your vocals, man, and the lyrics and what you're singing about, dude. It's real political, man. It has each has a good point to it, and it's Can you tell us about your process when you're doing your songwriting and things like
that? Usually, it starts with Pike and whoever, Tom, the bassist, or Alistair, they'll write some riffs, and then they'll sway between one another, working on that. It's like tweaking it, and then once they've finished doing all that stuff, it'll come to me as a song, an almost finished song, and then I'll write away from there. But usually, I already have some lyrics lying around. But the thing is, with this specific mini album, as we're calling it, it's more topical to today. It's a concept album, it's more topical to today. So I kind of had to sit, revise, wait, and listen, to the news and things like that before I could actually settle on some lyrics, before be completed. Because, like I said, it is quite relevant to today. What's happening.
And as we're saying, like before with the music, you've worked out a lot of the music before anyway, and you're trying to fit your lyrics in around that as well, and making them relevant and to the point. So Anthrobscene, man, is a dope album. That comes out May 29th. Really excited about that, dude. It's for you guys. That's a really, really cool album. Dark Desires is a single that's come off it already. That's already released. So can you tell me a little bit about that track, man, and what that means for you, dude?
Dark Desires, for me, it was the first track, or besides being the first track of the mini album, it was also the first track we completed. It was a song I started writing where I was like, right, this is a concept album. I'm going to think about what's happening today. What's happening. I really need to capture the spirit of this mini album and what it's going to be about. So I got down to thinking about it. We got down to thinking about the artwork and the overall theme. And then we all agreed, it's from what we've been thinking about, we'll do a concept album about what's happening today, because we all feel very strongly, as you probably do yourself, about what's going on with regards to government and lifestyle and the way technology is integrating with our lives and society and so on. So it seemed kind of really applicable and apt for the moment in the period of time that we're in. So when it came to Dark Desires, it came to me when I was thinking about how we all wear like a sort of a mask, and we hide behind these masks, more so than ever today, because we're online, we're being sucked in by advertising more than ever before. You got influencers, you can't escape this crap, it's everywhere. And we're all kind of feeding, sucking all this crap in. And, even though it's there, we pretend we're okay. But, it's causing things like anxiety more than ever before, depression and things like this. So it was more like taking aim at the fact that we're always going to be human, we're always going to have our faults, but it's getting worse. There's a problem, and it needs addressing. That was it's kind of an introduction to the mini album as a song lyrically, if that makes sense.
It does. It does, man. Who'd you get to who produced and mixed, mastered, and recorded it? How'd you get to all that, dude? Tell us a little bit about that side of it all.
That was Pike. Pike is our magician wizard when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
You know, luckily a few of us have music degrees already, but Pike went more for the technical side of things. So, you know,
Yep.
he's progressed and come on leaps and bounds over the years. Since our first release, Ascension, he's just gone from strength to strength to strength. You know, he's constantly learning, talking to people, finding things out, and how he can improve this and improve that. You know, God love him, man. The guy tries so, and it's really starting to show. You know, especially with this now. You know, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, dude, and I like that spoken word stuff you done in it, dude. Like with Enemies Within, I think the track was, man. That just, I really like that, eh?
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was something new. You know, it's like, you know, well, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's try some different things, you know, because we're always trying to make it interesting, or you know, make it better, or you know, see how that sounds and how that goes. So when it came to that bit, I was like, you know, let's try, like, you know, rather than making people's ears bleed, let's create some dramatic emphasis here and there, you know. And I think it fits quite nicely.
Yeah, it did. It fit really well, man. I enjoyed the heck out of that track, dude. Like all the tracks, man. You done really well.
Oh, thank you.
And Blood Under the Bridge, man. That was a really cool track as well, man. Just the lyrics, you know, at one point that I'm like, man, I've said that to a lot of people. I felt like that about some people as well. I would say the lyrics. I'm like, dude, I've said that one for years. So.
Thank you, man. I had a guy say to me yesterday, it's like, it's quite a generic sentence. I wouldn't if you're on fire. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty true. But he's like, you know, it seemed quite apt for the song. And he was like, no, don't take it as a criticism. I absolutely love the way you say it. You say he's got it recorded on his phone. He's like, listen to this to people. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm glad I could make that impact.
No, it was a good album, dude. And it's like, just mini album's exactly the term for it, because I know you've dubbed it as an EP, but it does kind of have that album feel to it. And it's really, I'm one of those people that like to digest a whole album. So I'll sit there from start to finish, and it is a great album from start to finish. Well, mini album, EP. So
yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That's the only way to enjoy an album, really, isn't it? Especially if it's a concept album as well. You know, it's telling a story, and then it's not a jumbled arrangement of chaos. You know, it's got something to tell. So I can relate quite a lot, and I'm glad you do that. You know, I would hate for you to just listen to one or two songs. I want everyone to digest everything.
Exactly, and I think people do forget that at times, because with the age of streaming, everyone's like, well, one or two tracks, you look at a lot, and then go on to the next one. Let's go to the next playlist. And I think guys like yourself bring out an album and just really work on the form of an album, and people don't realize how much work you've put into that kind of stuff. So to sit there, and I feel like it does a disservice to artists to sit there and go, okay, I'm just going to play this, two songs off it, and then move on to the next song. So I think an album really needs to be digested.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, what do you reckon to the artwork? What do you think of that?
Yeah, dude, that looks really cool, man. Who done your artwork for that one?
That is a guy called John Pedley, mate. What an absolute legend. Legend. Work is phenomenal, mate, honestly. If you ever want to suggest some artists, suggest John Pedley. He tied everything up for us just nicely, mate. We were so over the moon when it came to that artwork. We sat there and he gave us these previews, and we're like, mate, the previews perfect. You know, how much more can you add to that? You know,
awesome. We'll add some links into this as well when we put this up, guys. So everyone check out those links. While we're talking about links, dude, where's the best place? Because we know everything that's happening. It's, you guys are obviously a band that thrive playing live. Where's the best place we can go to support you guys with everything that's going on? So,
well, you can either go to the Facebook, that's a natural, or if you really want to get in there, get on our website. You can subscribe to everything. You can find everything you need through our website, and that's deified.uk. That's simple.
Yep.
Easy.
We got merch up there as well.
Merch is up there. All news about the show, what's going on, everything.
Awesome. That's really cool, man. I'm going to have to put all the dates up there. So everyone get out, check it up, man. Check out Anthrobscene when that comes out on the 29th of May. Really, just get behind these guys and get behind everyone at the moment in the scene and support bands like this, okay? Like Deified are a great band. Everyone get amongst it, man. And this has been an absolute pleasure, dude.
Oh, man, I've had the time of my life. This is great. I hope we can do
Yeah,
this again.
yeah, man. What time is it over there, dude? It's about midday,
Man,
isn't it?
It's just turned 12. It's
12.
Yeah.
It's about
Breakfast.
9:30 in the evening here, man. I was really excited about doing this. Again, everyone go check out Anthrobscene, man. Chuck Deified some support. Grab some merch, man. Everyone get some merch and support these guys, eh? Cool. Jamie Hughes, thank you very much, bro. We will talk again soon, man. I will stop the recording, but me and you will keep chatting, dude.
Thank you very much.